Let's see. 514 top speed. What? Let's see if we can pull that off. Oh yeah, put in the high. Whoa, 500? 500 do this. Let's go. There's an achievement for 400. There's not an achievement for 500. Boom. I do not chance. Welcome back. Test Drive Unlimited is officially here. You can get the cheap version. How to level up? Play a lot. I've been playing for a week. I'm gonna be driving around the world map myself a little bit today, trying to, get as much experience as I can. You see those pixels that are shining through the body kit from time to time? I wonder which effect is causing this. I've seen that primarily in modern games. They have some issues rendering this stuff. The thing is, John's not the only one that rubber bands like crazy. The thing as well is, he might just randomly wipe out. Sometimes they're just too fast and they can't even brake for the corners. So it looks like at least the brakes that they have are normal. They might be accelerating faster than they should. That also means they sometimes cannot brake early enough and they will shoot out on the corners. Which works for me if I want to win. Oh yeah, sometimes the traffic does disappear in front of my eyes too. For whatever reason. Sometimes the traffic is like, nope, I don't exist. What do you mean? What do you mean I was there a second ago? I wasn't. The performance in this game is weird as hell. So, I use a frame doubler. So usually the game hovers around 70 FPS when I have it off. When I have it on, it's over 100. Right, it's not even fully doubled. That being said, it doesn't really matter which graphical settings I change, the frame rate remains the same. Like yesterday I changed between the DLSS settings, and changing from like a 1440p DLAA to a DLSS of 900p, like the resolution was way lower, and the frame rate didn't improve. The frame rate was actually the same. So I'm not sure what's going on under the hood of this game's engine, but it is not working. But here's the thing, I'm definitely not CPU bound, I'm GPU bound. The resolution scaling does not work whatsoever, that's it. Would make sense if you have the same frame rate at different resolutions, but the GPU is maxed and the CPU is chilling. So yeah, whatever they did in regards of performance in this game, there's something fundamentally flawed. And what I am surprised about is that they either didn't notice it or they really don't know how to fix it. Because if you change the resolution and get the same frame rate, that just doesn't make any sense. And yeah, sometimes the opponents are way too strong and you kind of have to spam the event over and over. Dude, if I turn on TAA, it looks better, but the frame rate doesn't change. But it's definitely not a weird frame lock either, because if you're in this situation, you get 130 FPS, right? This car has been insanely overpowered. Like, if you need an off-road car, go for this one. Go for the buggy. Recommend this game or not? Okay, so I like it, but the servers have been terrible the first week. So let's see how today goes. But don't worry too much. Don't worry too much about wasting money. In my opinion, you get a decent amount of money. You shouldn't blindly buy super expensive cars hoping they're gonna be good. Do a little research. See the leaderboards of people actually using that car before you spend 4 million on a Ferrari. Hattie, I should get a Porsche 918 Spider. I mean, that's a car I wanted to get anyways, so I'm pretty happy it's good. Absolute Meta and H-Class. H-Class? Oh, Hypercar class. The only thing I don't like about this car, which would make it actually quite a bit better, if the handbrake was properly working. Like, I'm pressing it right now. Did you see that? The car just starts understeering. It feels like they put the handbrake in the front on this car. Like, you will get more rotation from the car having a wheel spin on the back. It is really strange, right? Like, just a weight shift is gonna give this car more oversteer than a handbrake. So how much is that Porsche? You guys ready for a new car? 4 million? Same as the Veyron. Yeah, and people told me the Veyron sucks. Nah, luxury. Wait, I need level 50. I can't even get them yet. Did I unlock? Okay, let's get one more level. I'm an idiot. I need level 50. 10,420 times. Blaze it. Okay, let me find. I think this event, yeah, best is 4th. We can definitely prove that one. I'm always looking, you know, the events to get like a golden... What do you even call it? Feathers? Golden feathers when you're first place? Trying to get golds everywhere. And usually when you do that, you level up in a reasonable fashion. You don't have to worry too much about money or levels or optimal way of doing it. You're gonna advance naturally. It feels actually quite good in my opinion. I've played many racing games and I don't necessarily feel like this is super grindy. It feels like 1 hour for every level on average because I'm at level 49 and I played 49 hours. See, this is a handbrake that actually works. Right, the car actually rotates after pressing the handbrake. That doesn't happen on that off-road car from earlier. Camera less stiff. I actually haven't looked into it. If you can adjust camera settings. Don't forget to update your drivers. Whoops. Okay, it didn't really deliver everything the 2D EU fans were hoping for, but in comparison to 1 week ago, the servers seem a lot more stable right now, but the Standard Edition players have not entered the arena yet. So, ask me again in half an hour. I actually like the game, and yeah, it remains to be seen what they will do with the online environment. Be warned, it is always online, everything, so if the servers are down, you can't play. Yeah, that is true, there's a region lock, so you're gonna play with... I'm only gonna play with Europeans on PC. Let's see if crossplay or maybe even regional play becomes a thing. Easy. So yeah, I'm gonna do the events usually 3 times in a row. That's a reasonable way of making money. Yeah, the servers were basically unplayable on day 1. On day 2 it was a bit unplayable, day 3 was a bit unplayable, day 4 I think was the first good day for me. But I think it would be fair to say, you know, wait until, I don't know, the flood of players comes in like 1 hour and see how the servers handle the masses. One thing that I think is gonna lead to a lot of issues is, you know, people will have to meet up at the events in order to play. That has never worked in the past for any game ever that I've played. I remember that in Unbound, I remember that in Need for Speed, I'm talking about, right? You had to meet up at the right event at the same time, or you couldn't do multiplayer, and the game does it too. Instead of, you know, having a dedicated entry to multiplayer where you can just say, hey, I want to play a race now with someone. It doesn't even pop up on the screen, so you can join from all over the world map, right? And yeah, rivals too, so I think that's gonna be an issue. I think it's gonna be generally hard to set up events with a lot of people. The only time people are gonna be at the same event are the ones that are timed, so that like there's time trials. By times I mean it's gonna last for an hour, right? You have an hour to set a time. It's called high stakes. Fantastic. Which has shitty economy, I gotta be honest. You have a 5,000 credit entrance fee, and every time I won I got 10,000 back. And doing a race for 5,000 credits is terrible economics. Like any other event will give you more money. But you will do that for bragging rights, so you can say, hey, I did this. Maybe there's even an achievement lock to it, but right now it's underpaying. It's underpaying like crazy. And the thing is, you pay 5,000 for every attempt, you have 3 attempts. If you do 2 attempts, you get your money back. If you need 3 attempts, you pay 5,000. You're gonna lose 5k. And if you do it 3 times and you don't make the time trial, then you just lost 15,000. Now it's still, this economy is still wrong, Seftonic. You can't do it like that. You get about 30,000 credits for a normal event. So something like this should give you more. Like what's the point of having a special event where you compete against other players and then it pays less, right? It doesn't make sense. Like that should pay at least 50k for the winners, right? There should be a fixed price. And additionally, bonus money and bonus money for the people, for the money that people entered into the event. They did a global release without a patch. The thing is, it's always online, so a lot of the patches happen on the server side, right? Like this game already runs a lot better than a week ago, and you don't need to, you don't need to release a day 1 patch because it all happens on the server side, right? If they patch the server during a maintenance, you don't even notice. Warning from the chat, VPN can fuck up your save file. Ah, there you go. That's important. Maybe you don't want to do that. I think here's the thing. There might be like an offline patch in the future. Who knows? But at that point, the game is probably already super cheap, and they're gonna miss out on a lot of sales. I mean, always online always creates the situation where people just don't want it because of always online. I wonder how much money and value is lost trying to force the always online agenda. Hey, so far so good. Didn't encounter an error yet. But standard edition players are not in the game yet. Just waiting to play the game. Dude, not a single person get this freaking checkpoint. By person I mean NPC. 10k on launch? Not immediately. Maybe in the course of the day. I would say at least we're gonna set a new record. So I would bet at least 5k, 10k, sounds realistic. It's really annoying. Okay, if I do this event again, I'm taking the other tires. Oh my god, look at the zero grip policy here. You can switch clans. Yeah, but you have to, don't you have to rebuild your reputation, or did they cancel that? Only 14 people out of 800 are gonna play it. Everybody wants to know if the servers are alright. Physics. Hey guys, Kuru here. Check out Instant Gaming for cheap game keys. Click the link in the description below. You know, it has the same shit as Forza Horizon, where the car perfectly balanced on its side and can't come back. You know what that tells me? There's like a perfectly square hitbox on the car on the side. But if the hitbox wasn't square, then you would actually not get fucked like this. You need a Sterato for this event, not a Performante. I think I'm good. At level 30 we get to race the next big boss. So how you guys doing? It's time. Oh, immediately error. The moment the floodgates are open, people are joining the game. Instant error. Uh-oh. It begins. Error Mountain is here. Uh-oh, loading screen. No, kiloton. Okay, we got through. Brace yourselves. The horde is coming. Dude, the placement of these checkpoints actually annoys me. There's just enough of a gap so you can miss it. Oh, is this still bugged? It is. Look at this. Neat Loca Live Event 52. You know what's extra funny? Apparently, I've done this event before. It says first place. So somehow I managed to do this event before it broke. So I need to look at the new cars that I need to get. Get a Corvette or a GTR. The game works. So far it does, yeah? Task complete. Oh yeah, like I've been doing these challenges randomly as I was playing the game, which I guess is not a bad way of playing the game in the first place, right? Don't worry too much about like all the details, you know, just play the game, enjoy what's on the map, what you can do. I've been playing this, you know, a bit more chaotically, I would say. Just play whatever I see and go with it. You know, for me, in order for me to play a racing game for the long term, I need the physics to be good. And yeah, I would say the physics, the handling is fine in this game. It's not a game where I think the handling is awful or I hate it or it annoys me. It's fine. I like it. It's not gonna be as realistic as a Forza Horizon or a Gran Turismo, but it doesn't have to be. At least not for me. Whoa! Hey buddy. Forgot that we're crossing. Oh yeah, we wanted to check if we can adjust the camera settings. Let's do that. This happened a few times during the beta. That's definitely the server having hiccups. So if you see this error, you want to press no and hope that the server resolves itself so you can actually keep your progress. 200 more players is destroying the servers. Who could have thought that more people want to play the game on release day? The unbelievable has happened. But sometimes I got lucky doing a different event, so... They announced the release on the Discord server. I can tell! Nothing is working. 5 more players on the servers and it's not working. Basically, I like the game. I hate the servers. So you get a lot of experience from discovering roads. So I might focus on road discovery for the next half hour until the servers have calmed down from the login fiasco. And before, you can save your progress as well. Video Discord on fire. I am not surprised at all for anything anymore. I called every single disaster that was gonna happen to this game. 4.2 million, you ready? Man, these paint jobs look terrible. What is this? The reflections are just bothering me in this game. Like, the hardest thing for me is actually choosing a color that I like, because it always ends up with weird reflections for me. I like blue. Oh my god. I like the silver interior a lot more. Hey, acquire a car for each category, calling all cars. Let's see the stock performance without any upgrades. At least we don't have any save errors, so I was actually able to buy a new car. I can push the car to 2000 horsepower with a supercharger. Oh, turbocharger. Good to know, good to know. Let's do that. Let's buy the legendary parts. Then we're gonna have like a million new races on the map. The thing is, you might have noticed that the game doesn't run very well, frame rate wise. Now I imagine they would actually have to render a better review mirror. But they already have enough troubles with their frame rate. Funny, how does it? Oh, it's the ignition. I'm an idiot. Like, suspension looks weird. One thing that's missing that you probably know from the Horizon games is like liveries made by the community. Actually, you should look at the stats, man. Let's see. 514 top speed. What? What? Let's see if we can pull that off. It's funny how short gears are ruining your acceleration but increase... Like, the short gears are longer than the stock gears. Very interesting. And then you have the versatile, which literally does nothing. Look at the stats. It increases your performance rating. It doesn't change your acceleration or top speed. Very, very dumb. So I generally like the game. It is missing a lot of features that you might know from other games, including all the TDU games. But it's hard to recommend until, you know, the servers are actually working as intended. Oh wow, you have to buy a bunch of upgrades for this car because it's both electric and fuel powered. 2,500 horsepower. The music going on in the dealership. The game has server issues. Oh no! Who told you? So this is not... I assume none of the hypercars can go off-road. 2,800 horsepower. Okay, let me check the stats here. Top speed 580. Okay. I wonder when, you know, the appearance thing can be changed. You can make your own livery, you can download others. And for cosmetics, you can change the rims. Maybe you find one that you like more. You can change the window tint. And you can change the interior as you were buying the car. That's it, sadly. That's all customization there is. Ferrari Enzo Ferrari. Dude, the FXXK Evo looks so much fun, but I need to earn a lot of money first. I need 8 million credits. So let's try one of the new events, I guess. Yeah, let's see if this top speed is anywhere realistic, if you can really reach it. Crew 235,000 players right now. I mean, this is basically what happens when you gift a game away, right? But it's such an evil strategy if you think about it, right? They just wanna take away as much wind out of TDU. That is straight up corporate greed. Like they don't want people to check out TDU today, but check out the Crew 2 for $1. Well, they already announced future content updates for this game, including adding an island or other part of Ibiza. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. I would worry a lot more if that they can actually fix the service in a reasonable amount of time. Because let's say they finish the service in like half a year from now, you know, nobody's gonna care. The game is gonna be very dead at that point. Like even I don't have the gold edition this time around. I might buy it when the solar pass becomes a thing. Right? It's a battle pass, and once that is live, you know, then I consider getting it. Why am I stuck in third gear? Third gear goes up to 300, what the hell? Yeah, the game does look better in the rain, and it looks better at night. Oh yeah, do you see the battery down there? ERS system automatically deploys. It's actually hard to see here, man. The game is enjoyable, I like it. We had some server issues immediately when the game released for the masses, but now it's back to normal. Maybe everyone trying to log in at the same time was too much. Feels empty without traffic, yeah, but you would crash like crazy During the heavy rain, you don't really see that much in front of you. You would hit a million traffic cars. I don't think you would like that. Ooh, that's my baby. Favorite car. I could have bought it with all of my money, but not something I want to do. It's a big map, not as big as the other TDUs, but I think you'll have plenty to do here. I think the hypercar will finally be fast enough to actually collect the 3 stars on the map, which is nice. Yeah, TDU had a massive map, but it was very bland. Right, if you build a one-on-one of a real-world island, you know, the real world has a lot of bland spots. Ibiza will be interesting. Yeah, that's gonna be quite a nostalgia trip for me. And for a lot of you guys too. Oh, I saw a traffic car in a race. What? How's it even possible? Well, the traffic isn't really disabled. Not in this race, for example. So, very often it is, though. Probably for performance reasons. 2500 XP. Didn't get nerfed for me, man. See, the second completion, you just get less money. Same experience, though. I usually do it 3 times. The only thing I can imagine is that you did the event more than 3 times, and that's why you get less rewards. I wonder if there's a weekly reset or something. Because at some point you're probably gonna get into grinding mode. So if you don't reset the rewards every week, you're not gonna get much money anymore. Dusk is the time of day. Yeah, but usually that time determines. Like dusk is in the morning, so usually you have a wet road. Like in the morning you will have wet grass. And you have a wet road. You have a bunch of condensation. It was so cold in the night that the water condensed on the road. But not always is the road wet, that's the thing. Like, the information that the game gives you is inconsistent. I have had that before and the road was wet. Like, the game just doesn't tell me. The game just doesn't want to tell me if it's wet or not. And you can't listen to the tire recommendation either, because that is also not correct most of the time. Or at least not consistently right or consistently wrong. Does it make sense? There's races where the weather is clear and the road is wet. Exactly my point. Like, the game doesn't even tell you when it's wet and when it isn't. So you join, you fuck up, and then you come back to it. What is this crazy blue car? Anyone know? What is this? It is a new Apollo? Okay, never mind then. Would you buy a PS5 Pro or 700 Crew 2 copies? Probably 700 Crew 2 copies, because then I can have like a big ass giveaway. That's probably a bigger return on investment. Yeah, that's why it's so cheap. Let me lay it out for you. So they give you the Crew 2 for $1, so you play that instead of TDU while everyone is complaining about it. Then you realize, oh, TDU, no, the Crew 2 is actually not that bad. Let me buy Motorfest. And now you're playing Motorfest, and you might buy the one or other microtransaction on Motorfest, and you're not playing TDU. Right, that's their strategy right now. That's their play. Like, anyone that ever thought about getting Crew 2 got it now when it's $1. And Motorfest is also discounted, exactly. So they're gonna reel in people with a cheap product, then people are gonna buy Motorfest, then gonna play Motorfest and spend even more money on microtransactions in that game. Now we should get 5000 XP? Yeah. So the XP scales with the percentage. I wouldn't be surprised if I could unlock next level simply by discovering the map today. And honestly, that's the only real good reason to discover the map. Because once you max level, the experience doesn't matter anymore. To increase the level cap in the future, then yeah, I guess you could try to save some of this. Unless they just give you the XP that you accumulated anyways, and then you immediately new max level. That would be weird for an MMO though. Usually not how they do things. I would call this, you know, a simcade. With a little bit more focus on arcade. What do I feel Nikon's WC physics in the game? Yes, on the off-road part. Absolutely. I actually think that the off-road racing feels really good in this game, and I did notice that positively. I found it very natural to drive the off-road races. Kinda wish there were more. The weather is super fun. They're having a tea party up here. At least play chess or something. They shoveled their own grave. They made the new one worse than the old ones by adding always online. Like, you could bridge over the online issues if you could do basic progression offline. Just like you were able to do in TDO 1 and 2, right? Multiplayer was optional, you could opt into it. If you wanted online, you could join online. But now it's everyone has to be online all the time, and if our servers don't work, you don't play our game. That's how it is, right? That, like, the damage is done. The reviews are in this world. The YouTube videos are online, where everyone is complaining about the game not working. You know what I mean? Like, to undo this damage, you need even more good, which is really hard. Most people can do it. Need for Speed Unbound couldn't do it. Yeah, I'm gonna continue discovering the map until the servers have calmed down. Okay, you wanna hear another story? They wanted to include me. They wanted to include me in the promotional process. Like, we talked about TDO Solar Crown 2 years before the release. And then they cancelled me out of the equation. Like, I never got invited to anything, and they stopped talking to me altogether. They are really afraid of criticism. They saw my chat and said, nah, man. Wait it out, absolutely. Like, if you wanna give this game a chance, do it, but I would say wait until the servers are working, because I think you will ruin your first experience with this game quite a bit if you can't buy things, or you can't save your progress, or you can't log in, or you can't do races, right? All of these errors happen. So I would say wait until the servers are stable at least. Sadly, they couldn't get the servers fixed until the main release of the game. Yeah, exactly. I totally agree. Like, I would love to see 8v8, 8 sharps versus 8 streets in a big ass clan race. That's what I want, right? Like, how is that so hard to do? Like, they always come up with fancy features and then they miss out on the basic ones. Happens all the time. They always try to reinvent the wheel and they forget about basic options. It's crazy. Exactly. It's an MMO without the MMO functionality. 100%. Exactly my beef with this game. Like, it has the potential to do some really cool stuff, but they're not even trying, in my opinion, right now. Dude, I hate this. There's like pieces of road everywhere that I'm missing. Felt like writing cars already. Not really. That bothers me the least of all the issues that we have. I think people are gonna enjoy that they have to work for their cars. Like, you have the Forza Horizon people that complain that they don't get a shit ton of cars all the time. But I think this is one of those games where you really feel like you earned yourself a new car. I don't hate that, gotta be honest. It definitely helps if you know which cars are good so you don't buy the wrong car. But even if that happens to you, pay a few more hours, you can buy a replacement for it. Unless you spend 4 million on terrible Ferrari, most of your missed purchases can be redeemed quite quickly. So yeah, having a limited amount of cars does not bother me. All-wheel drive, absolutely king. This car is great though, it's a lot of fun. It's grippy, it's fast. Definitely earns its hypercar title. Oh yeah, put in the high, whoa, 500? 500 it is, let's go. There's an achievement for 400, there's not an achievement for 500. Boom. Did it like 20 seconds faster. You know what's missing? I wanna see ghosts. Like, if you really wanna create like a competitive community, you need to be able to download someone's tune and see a ghost. Those are the two things that I wanna see. For like real competition and people getting better, that's what you need. You need the exact build and you need the ghost. Then I could try to figure out why he's so much faster. I hate when someone is hoarding their tune. It's a secret tune and they have to hold on to it. They don't share it. It's mine. And the next thing is like ghosting, when someone figures something else out that makes them faster. It's always good to see. Oh yeah, somebody wanted to drive camera height, depth, sensitivity, field of view. Those are your camera options because someone said they didn't like default settings. The game is actually not resetting you very often, which I like, because that means I can reset when I want to. The only thing I would change, I would like the reset button to be instant. I hate this 1-2 second load. Dude, Hong Kong's road seems dangerous. You go from the highway straight into the city. That's some crazy architecture, if you ask me. Yeah, Logan, I've definitely seen that. The issues are usually limited to a few certain servers. Like sometimes people can play for hours without issues. I had that. And then you guys tell me that you have no issues while I have the most issues. Happens for sure. What feels like test drive? Well, you can test drive all of the cars in the dealership. Bro, the game has such a hard time running on 60 FPS. You really think they have any power left for pedestrians? No chance. Is it harder to grind XP? Yeah, absolutely. I can very much recommend that you discover the map, because it is progressive. The more you discover, the more XP you get. For example, at 50% discovery, you get 5,000 XP. At 55%, you get 5,500 XP for every additional percent. So just discover the map, man. If you feel like you're too low on level and you need a boost, just cruise around for a little. I'm doing it every time the race servers are down. That's, you know, the most time efficient way for me to get through the game. No point in trying to, you know, do something over and over again. Oh, dude. I just want to play video games. Why is that difficult? Hey, we're racing, by the way. Oh shit, we're racing. We're doing events. Servers are back, baby. Dude, I actually really like these high-speed races. This is fun. Dude. I actually had the corner, but they lifted up my car. Oh, look at the minimap. They all... Yo, look at the minimap, man. What are they doing? They just all went into that corner with 300 plus, no brakes. Just like real players. What do you mean sending it too hard? They're all dead. It's 50-50 from what I can tell. Oh my god, save error, race error. Come on. Analogs, which means I have no dead zone. Physics? What the hell, man? Alright. Wicked. Look at this dude, man. Has his better roll and is faster than me. And yes, that was my ghost from 2 minutes ago. I don't even wanna beat this ghost, it's too entertaining to watch. The Trackmania edition. That did look very professional. Tried to be cool, man. This is what I get. Don't try to be cool, try to be yourself. Dude, I tried to be myself, it didn't work, now I try to be cool. Yeah, these slides actually work really well. I thought the same thing to myself, Express. Like, the J-turns and the turnarounds look really smooth. And they work. I like it a lot. Got him.
There are some exceptional drivers among
What exactly are those events? Okay, so we're about to find out.
A list will unlock access to some new events. The Crown Jewels. These iconic races will be available all over the island. Make sure you're ready before you start them. These races will seriously test
those are the endurance races. Bought it. Level 55. Endurance events with the shitty service. Yeah, that's why I don't want to do the super long events, because if I lose 50 minutes of progress, I think I'm gonna be very mad. Like, what I'm looking forward to is like having some really populated clan races. Like, preferably, I would see 4v4, you know? But I feel like you're gonna have to work together with, like, another content creator that is a sharp, right? Like, it's gonna be me and 3 of you guys versus another content creator that is a sharp and 3 of his community. Or hers, obviously. Alright, that does sound like fun. I think that's the entire idea behind the clan system, that they actually have clan fights. The thing is, it doesn't even count the wins already, you know, that would make somewhat sense, right? Like, I definitely have already 20-30 wins on this car, if not more. If it would at least track the stuff I've already done. But it reminded me of Blur. Blur also had that if you did 50 races in a car, you didn't need to win. If you did 50 races in a car, you would get a slight performance boost on the car. Yeah, I don't see myself grinding 100 races in any car for that achievement. Either it happens or it doesn't, you know? If it's a meta car and I use it, then sure. And we lost. After all of this time. Guy got us at the end and just drove away. Man, I hate these NPCs. This rubber band is so annoying. 9 minutes. Yeah. I'm just annoyed that it's not the first place. You don't get much more XP or credits, really. I guess 90,000 for 90 minutes is alright. That happened to you with 4-minute race. Yeah. It's not fun when the NPCs are so unpredictable. Like, they're weak all the time and then right at the end they get fast and fuck you over. It's not fun. Especially when you do a super long race. For the long races, they need to balance out the NPCs some more. So guys, what do you think? This was day 1 of a release for Test Drive Unlimited. Still very broken. Let's be honest. Yeah, right, you drive absolutely perfectly and then they still pass you somehow. That's just not fun. That is the definition of frustration for me personally. When you do everything right and you still lose. Alright, I'm out. Sleep tight. Do come back tomorrow for more. And good night. Love you guys. Cheers.